CBS Young and the Restless spoilers. Saturdays, full the 11th of July 2026. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful, albeit incredibly stressful day to dive into the absolute madness that just unfolded on our favorite soap. Grab your coffee, your tea, or maybe something a little stronger, because we have so much to unpack, and I am practically vibrating with energy after watching that episode. Let's get right into it. I cannot believe they just did that. I am literally sitting here screaming at my television because my nerves are completely shot. I mean, we all knew Patty Williams was completely unhinged, but stabbing Diane in the neck with a syringe in the hospital basement? Are you kidding me right now? And I'm sorry, but how does Genoa City Memorial Hospital have the absolute worst security on the entire planet? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take a deep breath. Okay, back to the point. I have been watching this show for years, and I have seen Patty do some absolutely crazy, villainous things. Remember when she poisoned Summer? Yeah, and that didn't work out well for anyone either. But this is next level psychotic, because she was literally just in Jack's hospital room about to inject him with that very same syringe. Let's just break down that hospital room scene first, because my heart was pounding out of my chest. Patty is standing there over an unconscious Jack, blaming him for everything that has gone wrong in her miserable life. You denied your dream, Jack, and now you're going to pay. Like, excuse me? You are delusional, Patty. She genuinely believes that she is Jack's dream. She cannot let go of this fantasy that she and Jack belong together. She just told him he denied his dream by rejecting her. In what universe is she his dream? Her brain has entirely rewritten reality to make Diane the villain in her twisted fairy tale, and the fact that she was wearing a nurse's outfit, the psychological layers of her pretending to be a caregiver while holding a lethal syringe are just staggering. It is classic Patty. She wants to cure Jack of his love for Diane, even if it means killing him. She is holding this syringe, ready to finish the job, and the only thing that saves Jack is a random security guard popping his head in. A guard who just asks, "Excuse me, nurse, how is Mr. Abbott doing?" To the crazy woman dressed in a stolen uniform. I mean, seriously? Do they not do background checks? Do they not recognize the woman who has terrorized this town for decades? So Patty just casually pockets the syringe, says Jack cheated death for now, and slips out. Just like that. It's so frustrating, but also so incredibly tense. I was literally yelling at the screen for someone to catch her. And then, right on cue, Diane and Kyle come around the corner. Diane spots her instantly. I love that Diane doesn't even hesitate. She just goes, "Patty, she just came out of your dad's room," and takes off running after her. Diane gets a lot of hate, and I know some people are loving this whole downfall of hers, but personally, I am rooting for her right now. She is fiercely protective of Jack, even after everything they have been through. Kyle, meanwhile, finally uses his brain and runs into Jack's room, realizes what could have happened, and calls Detective Burrow. "You need to get here right now. I think Patty is going to kill my mom." "Yes, Kyle." Finally, some urgency. He tells the cops he's tracking them. I just hope Burrow actually does his job for once, because the GCPD is notoriously useless when it comes to stopping actual crimes in progress. But we need to talk about the real emotional core of this episode. Tracy Abbott. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Tracy? She is the absolute heart and soul of the Abbott family. I've been watching since 2015, and this is honestly some of the best material they've given her in a long time. She walks into Jack's room, realizes there's no guard there. Again, fire the entire hospital security staff immediately, and just sits by his side. Her monologue to him. Guys, I was in tears. She tells him that Diane still loves him. She pleads with him to wake up and tell everyone who did this to him. Tracy Abbott has suffered so much loss in her life. We all remember the tragic loss of Colleen. Tracy knows the fragility of life better than anyone in Genoa City. So when she sits by Jack's bed, you can see the weight of the entire Abbott family legacy on her shoulders. She doesn't just want her brother back. She needs the patriarch of the family to wake up and restore order. The way she spoke to him wasn't just a plea, it was a lifeline. She validated his love for Diane. She put her own fears aside to focus entirely on what would motivate Jack to return to them. And then he opens his eyes. Oh, Jack, you're awake. I got full body chills. The way Tracy's voice cracked, it wasn't a scream. It was a breathless, overwhelmed whisper of pure relief. It was television perfection. And Jack remembers. He immediately remembers everything. Patty was mad. I told her I didn't want her anymore. Boom! There it is. The absolute truth, straight from the source. Tracy then drops the bomb on him. Patty accused Diane of attacking both of them, and Diane was actually arrested because of it. But Tracy reassures him that now that he's awake, everything will be cleared up. It's such a triumphant moment. We finally have the proof to take Patty down. But of course, because this is The Young and the Restless, we can't just have a pure victory, because while Jack is waking up and realizing he needs to save Diane, Diane is literally fighting for her life in the basement. Which brings me back to that terrifying cliffhanger. Diane chases Patty all the way down into the hospital basement and corners her against a wall. Diane is furious, and she has every right to be. She looks Patty dead in the eye and tells her that no one would blame her if she strangled her right there. And honestly, I wouldn't blame her either. Patty has caused so much trauma, so much pain, and she just tried to kill the man Diane loves. But Diane underestimated just how feral Patty is right now. Patty doesn't even argue. She doesn't try to justify it. She just grabs that syringe out of her pocket and stabs Diane. What is in that syringe? Is it a lethal dose of something? Is it a sedative? I am going to lose my mind waiting for the next episode. I swear, if Diane dies after Jack just woke up to clear her name, I will absolutely riot. I know some fans would probably throw a party if Diane left, but the drama is just too good right now to lose her. Okay, I need to calm down and switch gears, because the Abbott Mansion drama was also giving me a massive headache, but for entirely different reasons. Am I the only one who is completely exhausted by the Billy and Jill dynamic? I love Jess Walton, I really do. But this constant cycle of Jill berating Billy, Billy getting defensive, and them talking in circles is just tiring. Jill tells him they need to get through this because she loves him too much to not fix things. But Billy hits the nail on the head. All they do is talk about his problems. And then Jill brings up his gambling addiction. Why? Why does she always have to hit him where it hurts the most? I can't help but think about John Abbott. If John's ghost was standing in that living room, he would be weeping. Jill claims she wants a clean slate, but her version of a clean slate is literally erasing Billy from the continent by sending him to London. It is such a classic Jill move. When she can't control the situation, she tries to manage the geography. She brings up his gambling because she knows it's his ultimate shame. She weaponizes his past trauma to win an argument about the present. Billy is no saint. We all know that. He makes terrible, impulsive decisions, but you cannot shame an addict into being a better person. Sending him to London isn't a fresh start, it's a banishment. I am so frustrated with this writing for them because they are stuck in a hamster wheel of toxicity, and neither of them is willing to actually go to therapy and fix it. Jill admits he's proven he can't be trusted, but then says she wants to wipe the slate clean by shipping him off. It feels like a massive cop-out. I'm really dreading this London storyline if he actually goes. Speaking of toxic cycles, Kane and Lily. Let's rewind the tape, shall we? Kane Ashby has lied about his identity. He has faked his own death. He has kept massive, earth-shattering secrets from Lily time and time again. And yet, here we are, and he is sitting in the CEO position at Chancellor, grinning that charming Aussie grin, and Lily is just nodding along. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. He literally held her Uncle Malcolm's life hostage to get that job. He used his bone marrow as a bargaining chip. How do you just move past that and start planning a waterfront development called Chancellor Way? It is baffling to me. Haynes says he was looking at this specific waterfront property until Victor Newman made him lose everything, and now he wants to develop it. And Lily just smiles and says she looked at it too and thinks it's a good first project for him. I know a lot of diehard fans are thrilled that they are sharing scenes and getting along, but personally, I am screaming, Lily, you are smarter than this. The foundation of this new dynamic is built on radioactive waste. She should be plotting his downfall, not approving his real estate ventures. And then Holden walks in. Poor, sweet Holden, who is just trying to figure out his life after Damien died and finding out his entire paternity is a lie. He mentions that he and his mom are living in a hotel because work has been sketchy since Damien passed. So what does Kane do? He swoops in like a savior and offers Holden a job at Chancellor because he's the CEO now and he can do whatever he wants. And Lily agrees. I think that's a wonderful idea. No, Lily, it is a trap. Kane is building an army of loyalists. He is securing his power base by hiring Lily's brother. It is so manipulative and brilliant, and I hate that it's working. Holden accepts the job, they shake hands, and he leaves. He has no idea he just made a deal with the devil. Thank God for Claire Newman. Holden meets up with Claire at Society to share his good news. Claire just got a massive offer from her grandfather to run a division named after her dad, which is a whole other can of worms. But she listens to Holden, and she immediately clocks the danger. I wish I could be happy for you. I think taking a job with Kane could be a huge mistake. Yes, Claire. Preach. Someone finally saying what we are all thinking. Holden tries to defend Kane, and they end up arguing about Kane versus Victor Newman, which, honestly, is a valid debate. Who is worse? Victor's a legendary, ruthless dictator who will crush you with a boulder, but Kane is a sneaky, manipulative opportunist who will slowly poison your water supply while telling you he's hydrating you. They are both dangerous, just in different ways. This is exactly why Claire's reaction to Holden's news was the most validating part of the episode. Claire has survived Aunt Jordan. She knows what a manipulative, smiling predator looks like. When Holden tells her Kane offered him a job and he took it, you could see the alarm bells ringing in Claire's eyes. She knows that in Genoa City, a job offer from someone like Kane is never just a job offer. It's a leash. It's leverage. Holden is so naive right now. He's vulnerable, feeling unmoored, and Kane is preying on that instability to lock in his loyalty. But despite their argument, Claire ultimately tells Holden she supports him, because that's what good friends do. I really love the dynamic between Holden and Claire. They both have these insanely complicated, toxic family backgrounds, and they are just trying to navigate Genoa City without getting destroyed. I am definitely here for this friendship, but I am dreading Holden getting chewed up and spit out by the corporate machine at Chancellor. Kane is going to use him against Lily or Devon. Mark my words. Looking at the episode as a whole, the pacing was absolutely phenomenal. Going from the quiet, tense manipulation at Chancellor to the emotional exhaustion at the Abbott mansion, and then slamming us into a literal horror movie in the hospital basement, that is what makes this show so iconic. The contrast between Tracy softly coaxing Jack back to life while Patty is violently trying to end Diane's life is just brilliant writing. I have my complaints about some storylines, obviously, but when they hit the gas pedal, they really deliver. So, what do you guys think? Is Diane going to survive that syringe attack? Will Jack get out of that bed in time to save her? Is Billy actually going to London, or is he going to stay and fight with Jill some more? And am I the only one who wants to shake Lily for trusting Kane again? Let me know all your thoughts, because I need to vent about this with people who actually get it. This week is going to be insane, and I am strapped in for the ride.